Hey, my friends, I wanted to be very, very authentic and just straightforward with you about what it's like being a small business owner and creating content and how that's been going for me, and giving you some tips as a content creator about how you can fit this into your life. So if you've been thinking about making content creation your gig and you want to know the real deal about making time for this, I just want to share with you my personal story and how things are working out for me. So I've been a content creator for 20 years. I've been creating websites to help bring together women online, especially Christian women. That's where I started. My niche was in the faith-based community. I started my very first community site back in 2004. Helping to bring together Christian women from around the globe where we would congregate, we would have teleseminars back before webinars were a thing. And it's always been my thing to have community online. And so I started doing that in 2004. Did I have an organized, clear idea of how I wanted to bring content? No, not always. Sometimes it was a random idea, like I feel like I want to do a teleseminar next week about health and wellness. And so I would ask someone to be what we called a resident expert to come on board and share her expertise as a dietitian to our Christian women. So we had this nice study space going, and it was really cool. We would bring our tea and coffee to our virtual space. And this is, mind you, way before Zoom. So this is our way of creating community around the world. And it was a beautiful time. But no, I didn't always have my content created ahead of time. It was just kind of on the whim. It's what I felt like I wanted to do. And a lot of the things we did 20 years ago was kind of on the whim, right? We didn't have these structured, this is how you market online. This is how you create a webinar. This is how you bring people into your marketing funnel. We didn't know anything about that. Most of us didn't. We were just creating community online because we needed a space to encourage ourselves and each other. So that's where it started for me. Where it became a marketing thing is when I realized how valuable bringing the creation of this type of content whereby we make community online, how that could be so valuable to my clients who were my web design clients. I was creating websites. I was creating websites for my clients, but when they needed community for their own business, we realized how valuable creating content would be for them. And so I was on board with helping them create their podcasts, helping them create their videos, helping them with their SEO so that we can start to gather momentum or gain momentum so they can also have that same type of community that I was experimenting with. And so that's where I got my drive from, helping my clients at the time to boost their online visibility through all of these different marketing tactics, which I wasn't even looking at as marketing tactics. I just wanted to help them build community. So I'm going to jump now into why, if you're looking to build something like that for yourself, for your own business or your own ministry, how would you go about doing that when the time is so limited? And especially if you're new online, where do you start? And so my first piece of advice for you is let's not overcomplicate this. That's why I gave my story about how I started not thinking from the perspective of a marketing specialist, but from someone who was just trying to create community online. And I was a stay-at-home mom at the time. And when you're kind of feeling a little bit isolated from other communities in your actual location where you live, sometimes you turn to the internet. And so that's where I was in my journey, and that's how I began. The first thing I had to do was decide that I needed to do this. And so I need to have somewhat of a plan. Now, it wasn't a huge plan. It wasn't a long drawn out, this is what I'm going to do for the next 6 months, 12 months. Life never happens that way for me. I can make a decision that I'm going to, do 4 blog posts a month for 12 months. And sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. Right? Especially as a solopreneur, I don't have a team. So I'm speaking frankly from my experience doing a lot of this, 99% of this on my own for the past 20 years. I didn't want to scale. I didn't want to expand. My focus was on raising my kids and just being a family person for this half of my life, at least. I wanted to just really have my headspace into my family life and at home. So that meant I didn't have the capacity really to build out this huge company, this huge agency. I tinkered with the idea for a bit, especially around 2022. But at this point, I'm still really happy with how things are. I just want to continue being a solopreneur for a bit longer. I like the hands-on approach, and I really like working one-on-one, and I love digital products. So I think I'm going to really focus my energy there at this season of my life. So starting with a clear plan for me just meant knowing what my goal was. And when I clarified that's my goal, I don't really need to scale to this massive business at the moment because of where I am in my life. I can just focus on serving my customers, just focus on serving them, focus on gaining more clients and customers, but serving the ones that I have to the best of my ability and being scrappy with what I have, you outsourcing what I need to and giving the best quality work that I possibly can for my customer, my client. So it's important to start with a clear plan for yourself. So wherever you are, look at where you are in your life right now. Where do you want to be? Where are you now? Where do you want to be? Let's just say next month. Let's not think about next year. Where do you want to be next month? And from there, you kind of have to figure, okay, if I need to just have a website built, let's do that. If I need to start optimizing my blog posts so that I gain more traffic, let's do that. If I need to create a sales funnel so that I can actually sell my digital products, let's do that. Let's start with the basics and let's get things rolling so that we have a clear plan as to where we're going. Sometimes we just don't know what's 10 years ahead, right? And it's hard to plan that far in advance. It's hard to plan 1 year in advance, but you should have a general idea of where you'd like to be a year from now. So take some time to develop a clear plan as a solopreneur about where you want to be. And then secondly, when you're creating content, as you start building out your content for your audience, keep it really simple. I found that it's really stressful to try to make everything very sophisticated or very polished. Sometimes you just have to show up on the camera and just be yourself. Now, whether you feel like you're comfortable to do that's kind of your call, right? You might even put something online that you regret a year or two later and want to take it down, but at least be authentic with where you are today. And if you have to go back and shift some things around later on, you can, but it's good to start making connections and start making movement towards helping your customers, whatever that means for you, right? However that comes off for you, do that. Be yourself. Just show up, start talking, start delivering your message and see what happens, right? You're going to connect with the right people. So don't get discouraged. Like I said, 20 years, you would think like, wow, like by now you have like a multi-million-dollar business, right? And no, that's not what it is for me. At least not today in 2024. No, it's not a multi-million-dollar business. And yes, I'm still working hard in my business, and it's the way I mapped it out for my life. Like I said, I made my decisions to focus on my kids and be very slow growing in my business because I didn't feel like I could handle, having to hire a big staff and manage people. So I wanted to keep it a solopreneur style business. I wanted to keep it very small, but I know that there's other ways that we scale our businesses, right? Through digital products and so forth. And so that's what I've been really focusing more of my energy on recently. Pulling a little bit away from as much one-on-one consulting, although I still do that, but like setting up my business so that I'm more focused on helping my clients to turn to the product as a source of a solution for them, rather than being the one that does all of the hands-on work, because I can't always be available to do the work for them. So I would love to show them how to do it or hand them off to someone that I really trust that can do the work for them. Currently, I still do website design, but it's very limited and very few people that I will design for. And then I'm adding on to my product base, my digital products, and that is the direction that I'm currently going in, because I think at this season of my life, that's what I need. And I want to focus more on that as opposed to my service-based business. So know your goals, keep it really simple so that when you are creating content for helping your audience to understand what you provide, that they have a clear view of what it is you're actually doing. So they're not like, okay, Are you selling a product? Are you selling a service? Are you selling a course? What are you selling? And how can we receive that content from you? And how can we, participate in what you're doing? Because we want to know how you're doing it, right? And so right now, because I've been in a transition, it has been like a little difficult to like maneuver myself as I'm going from kind of, okay, I want to do the content marketing, but I also want to do the web design, but I also want to do products, right? So I have to really take ownership of where I want to go. And so I've decided that as I'm encouraging you guys with your content creation, as I teach content creation, because again, these are strategies that I've been using for 2 decades and I love it and I enjoy creating content and I reap the benefits from it all the time. And there are months that my bank account is like, woohoo. And there are months that my bank account is like, not this time. And that's just the honest truth. It's just the honest truth that there are ups and downs when it comes to entrepreneurship. And some months are good months when your sales are good and other months are very slow for me, at least for me. And part of my journey of authenticity is to share that with you guys so that I'm not here lying to you behind the camera and acting like it's something, else that it's not, right? And so when my business takes off to that point where I'm able to say, hey guys, like I did this and this worked. In 30 days, I was able to make this shift and this is the tool that I use to do that. And then I have something to share with you like that. I will very gladly bring that to the table and show you what's happening. But until then, it has just been a month to month, Lord, what's going to happen this month kind of thing for me. And I'm happy to share that too, because it's all part of the journey. The other part of being a content creator is that I don't always feel like being on the camera. I don't always feel like making a podcast episode or a blog post. And what I'm learning is as a woman entrepreneur and content creator, there are peaks of my cycle because women are cyclical. And there are peaks of that time of my life or the time of the month that I have the most energy to work on these things. And there are times when I just don't, and I don't feel like it and I don't want to do it. And so I'm learning to take advantage of those times those weeks when I'm feeling a little bit more energy and my hormones are like, okay, you have some energy to move forward. That's when I will do my batch recording. And if I try to do my batch recording on days when I just don't feel like it, it might come off a little weird. So I just try to record on the days that I feel like it. Now, on the days that I don't feel like recording, I might be even more authentic. I might even be more honest. I might even put more of myself and my struggles on camera or on a podcast episode because that's how I'm feeling in the moment. And so what I want to say about that is understanding your body and how your body works and how your brain works and how your energy levels are as a woman. I'm talking to women entrepreneurs in this video. Also understanding where you are in life in the grand scheme of things, where you are in your phase of life and what you want to accomplish in your upcoming years and what you want to be doing with your life. This all plays a huge part in your content creation strategy. You can't look at people that are half your age who are online and have all this energy for TikTok and Instagram and all the socials. And maybe you don't have that energy if you're not there in your life right now. But also there's people that are twice our age, twice my age. I'm looking at people who are in their 80s who are creating content. And it makes me so excited to see what anybody can do online, no matter your age, your stage, your ethnicity, your religion, your anything. It doesn't matter. Like the internet is a place for everyone. My last tip for you is, as a woman content creator, to use your time wisely. We can't be in front of the camera all the time. We can't be creating content all day long. I also can't have a camera with me everywhere documenting everything I do. That's just not my style. Like I might do a quick snippet of maybe some food that I'm eating because I am on a food journey too with my diet and my health needs. But like I don't do vlog styles very well. And I have had a few of them that I've tried on my other channels And it's okay, but it's not my cup of tea. So I say all that to share with you that in your authenticity, be true to yourself. Do what feels comfortable for you and make pockets of time in your day that work for you. So maybe you're not going to have the camera with you all day. Maybe you're not going to be sitting down blogging and making 10 blog posts a week, but find the time that works for you and your schedule, your family. I remember raising my babies like it was yesterday and not having time to be able to create content except during nap times. So if that's where you are, then use that time, use that pocket of time and create your videos and create your blog posts. And then when they wake up, that's it. You're spending time with your kids, right? Or you're dropping them off at school. Okay. Then you have that time during the day to work while your kids are in school. So it just depends on where you are in life, right? I think that we have to be honest with ourselves as solopreneurs, especially. We have these needs that not every business has, especially if you are in a leadership position in your business and you're an agency and you outsource everything, or you run an agency where you've hired employees to do the work that helps your business run, then you have a different set of responsibilities as a leader. You're not a solopreneur that has your hands on every single aspect of your small home-based business. It's a very different way of conducting business. So then you have a different set of skills that you're using and you're building out something on a larger scale. But on this channel, I'm more talking to the solopreneurs because I've been doing that for the last 2 decades. And that's what I know and that's what I understand. And I just want to encourage you to don't give up on your journey. It is something that I feel like could definitely be a blessing to you down the road in another season of your life when you're dealing with things in your life that you didn't expect. When you're dealing with things in your life that you didn't expect. There's so much that happens to us as women that we have to deal with. And so it's great when you built out a business years ago that suddenly, because you've taken the time to build it, it becomes like a blessing to you when you need it the most. And even as a solopreneur, don't let anybody discourage you from doing your business your way, because that passive income can really be helpful to you. So I just wanted to share that with you and just be authentic with you today about what life is like as a solopreneur, and to just encourage you to keep doing what you do as I keep doing what I do. And I'd love to hear about your successes and your struggles. I'd like to hear about both. So subscribe to this channel, give me a thumbs up, and I can't wait to share more with you next time. Bye.